using this old air mattress to lay on just so I'm not laying in the dirt. It works. These brackets look pretty beefy, so I think I might even try and reuse those. At least reuse some of the mounting points. It sure would be nice to have that tailgate on there all the time, but it just sucks having the bike on there. Having to, you know, if I want to get in and out of the camper, it's basically impossible unless I lower the bike down. But it would be nice to have a little porch. Probably about a 1/2 inch gap with the tailgate down. This will wrap right around, and then I'll basically trim it off right there. And I'm thinking I'll do like maybe another piece of tube right on the bottom that maybe I'll kick up and join up to the wraparound on the outside. And yeah, I'll probably do like a big piece of like maybe 2x2 square tube on the inside here with the hitch mounted in between and brace it all up. I want to build it, like overbuild it, so it's, you know, strong enough. Now that I have kind of a general idea of where I want it, I'm gonna basically just follow this line. For now, cut low. It doesn't have to be perfect for now, and then I can trim it from there. I'm gonna want it higher though. I'm gonna want it basically up here, but yeah, for now I'm just gonna mark it out like that. So basically follow this, just eyeball that, follow that guy, and then we'll basically just go like 1 inch. Just like something like that. I'll have to trim more off eventually, but just for a rough cut, that's kind of where I want it. This side was a total pain in the ass. I would say that is about as close as I'm going to get to a final cut. I'm probably going to be able to leave some of this here just cover it up with the bumper. That's like quite a bit more room. Kind of sucks, I cut a little too high on this side, so I'm gonna have to probably do something to weld like a little bracket in there. This side, I should have cut it a little bit lower. It's got a spot weld right there, but whatever. I'll probably just do the same, add a little bracket on this side as well. So this is my pipe bender. It's Kaka Industrial, some Chinese company, but they make pretty good stuff. Better than like your average Harbor Freight or like in Canada, Princess Auto. But yeah, this thing opens up and you slide your pipe in there. It's got different size dies here. And then it came with a bunch of other dies for this side. And then yeah, this is just a test piece that I did. I just marked it out in 1-inch increments. And then like my starting point would be like, you know, I marked the starting point right here. And that'll be my start so that I can kind of copy this and make sure that I get the bend in the right spot each time. So yeah, it worked good on the front bumper. It's the first time I've bent pipe, so turned out pretty good. I didn't screw anything up, so hopefully I don't screw anything up here. This is a big section of pipe that I have to bend, so hopefully I can get it all in one shot without having to redo it. Yeah, with this I just mark every inch, or you could do every centimeter or 2 centimeters, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Metric, standard. Yeah, mark it every inch. And you saw how I just did like that rough center line on it. It's not perfect, but whatever, it's good enough. And then yeah, when I bend it, I just need to make sure that I keep it level. Like once I bend the one side, I just need to make sure I keep it level and copy the other side, make sure both of them are matching. So we'll see how it goes. So I measured this. The radius, basically, where I want it to start bending. It's kind of tough to say, but I think it's around 6 feet. Because I want it to kind of be outside of the body line slightly. So I'm going to start the bend around 6 feet, and that'll be like the inner radius of the bend. And hopefully that's enough. The worst case scenario, if I make it, I'd rather make it a little bit too wide, and then I can always cut the middle and fix it. If I make it too narrow, then it's going to be a little bit more work to fix. So I just marked my center line here, and then I got this a little bit longer than I needed, so I'll bend it up, and whatever else I need to cut off the ends, I'll do that. So this is a little cheap angle gauge I got on Amazon. Gives me a rough idea of the angle I want. And like everything on this, it doesn't really have to be perfect. I don't know, I'm not a huge perfectionist, so at least when it comes to like doing bumpers and stuff like this on trucks, it doesn't have to be perfect, in my opinion. It's just gonna get beat up. All right, well, that's kind of roughly set up in the bender. It's basically my center line. Get that as close as I can, and then try and keep the center line of the pipe, you know, square right in the middle. That can always be a bit of a pain. Okay, so as you can see, I got center line. Gonna do my first bend, and then yeah, we'll go from there. This side turned out pretty good, but I don't know what happened. I did the exact same thing I've always done, but this side ended up kinking really bad. So basically screwed for this side. Like, the only thing I can think I can do is cut it off and weld on one of those good bends that I have, which sucks. I wanted it to be one continuous bend, but the only other thing to do is go buy another 11-foot length of pipe and try redoing it, and chances are it's probably just gonna kink again. It's good though, this gives me a good idea of what I need. I think I'm just gonna reuse these brackets. I don't think there's much point in just reinventing the wheel. Well, cut out the kink. Put a new piece in there. Hopefully I'll clean it up, tack it all up, and then hopefully everything still lines up. Okay, got her all tacked up. Looks pretty good, the angles are good. We'll see. That one still looks kind of shitty, but I'm just gonna leave it. It's not too bad. You can't even really notice it when it's on the truck, so. Okay, so that's kind of what I come up with now. And then the hitch here, just gonna slide right up in there. And then that tube is gonna go right on top of all that. pretty solid. This is kind of my plan with this piece. Do some eyeball coping. I'm gonna mark it about there. I think you want like about a third of the pipe to cope onto. So I'm just gonna freehand it and see if I can make it work. It looks like I might actually have to cut this pipe in half to get it to fit in there. Because I've coped it, but there's no real way to, because it's tapered, it's a little bit smaller at this end than it is at that end, so. And I can't really flip it up over top of these, so I think I'm just gonna cut it in the middle here and then get it all kind of tacked in place and then just final weld everything. There was no way I was going to get that in there without cutting it. Still got a bit of adjustment to do, but I was able to match the pipes really nice. So I mounted the camper steps with a couple tabs. Now I just got to do all the final welding. Just basically, I'm just going to do a whole solid weld all the way across, maybe even do the back side just to fill all the gaps. I put a couple of these little tabs on here just in case I want to add some auxiliary lights, like backup lights, and then the other one here is for my for the Schrader valve for my airbags. Got one on each side. So I painted the bed sides. I got some color match spray paint from Lordco, and it turned out pretty good. Put a little support bracket on the bottom there just to keep this from flapping around because I cut that spot weld by accident. But yeah, I think it turned out good. Quick first coat of self-etching primer. Nice final coat. Probably just let it hang here for a day or two just to fully dry. Yeah, for part 2. Stick around for part 3. I'm gonna install the bumper, put the camper steps on and everything, and yeah, hopefully get this thing done. I can't wait to get it back out, go on a trip. It's been like a couple weeks of not only am I working, but then when I get off work, I've been working on the bumper, so it's been a lot. So I'm definitely excited to get out and have some fun and enjoy this thing. That's what it's meant for. So thanks, guys.